The concept of eating has changed over time because of social media. Social media has affected the concept of eating in many ways. One being mukbangs. Mukbangs are broadcasts of people eating tons and tons of food. Now with these mukbangs, they change interactions, they change social interactions, they change all types of interactions because sometimes when people get off of work, they decide they want to turn on the YouTube show or the broadcast show of someone else eating. And the reason they do that is because one, they're probably alone, and the mukbangers feel as if they're with them or they're sitting with them at the dinner table and eating, because the way the mukbangers do it is they chew in the microphone so that it makes it feel as they're sitting right next to you. They interact with you, they talk to you, and they ask like how your day was, or they explain to you what they're eating. And like, you also can learn new recipes along with the mukbangs because the fact that they try different things. They have multiple different recipes and all types of different things. Mukbangs can also go along with eating disorders because someone who eats that much could be overeating, or they could have a disorder to where that's what they do. They eat all the time, those big meals constantly. Also, someone with an eating disorder could watch that and get some kind of sensation or some kind of feeling off of it, and it could change their concept of the way they eat and how they eat. Another type of thing on social media that changes the concept of eating is food porn. Food porn is where different people will post different images or videos of these delicious looking items, and they'll get comments and they'll get reviews, and instead of eating the food on the channel like the mukbangers do, they just post videos and pictures for people to get a sensation of what they have or what they're doing. Modeling is another thing that changes the concept of eating because, as you see on Instagram and Facebook, models are very well known as as something great for society, because there's posts where someone would possibly say that if you're not skinny like this, then you don't fit into society's image, or if you're not bigger like this, then you don't fit into society's images. And models affect the concept of eating because if someone felt as if they weren't skinnier enough or prettier enough or bigger enough to fit in society, they're going to change their eating habits. They're going to change the way they eat, what they eat, how they eat, when they eat, and they're going to change all kinds of different things about themselves to fit into what society's image is like. And lastly, bullying is also something that changes the concept, because not only bullying happens in person, but bullying happens online, just like with the model situation. People will comment rude things about your body or about what you post because you're not skinny enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not big enough to fit into what they feel like is their views or is perfection into society. And that also causes eating disorders, or it could cause depression, which leads to not eating, overeating, changing your diets to fit into with society. And those are not the only things that change the concept of eating. Those are not the only things that change the concept of eating, but those are the main things that could possibly change the concept of eating in today's society and on social media.